Welcome to GTV. Today I would like to demonstrate how to do a basic startup and operation of a Fuji electric Frenic Mini series AC drive using the keypad. After verifying that the wiring is correct, I will apply power to the drive so that I can begin programming. First, I'll review the keypad. On the top is a 4-digit 7-segment LED monitor. It displays running status when in running mode, menus, functions, and data in programming mode, and alarm codes in alarm mode. On the left below the display is a program reset key which switches the operation mode of the drive. Beneath this key is the function data key, which in running mode can display different information concerning the status of the drive. In programming mode, this key will display the function codes and sets the data. The rest of my operation keys are the up and down arrows and the run and stop key. The run and stop key are used to run and stop the motor. Through this setup, I will demonstrate in more detail how these buttons work. Next to the keypad is a potentiometer to control the speed of the motor. For this demonstration, we will be using the potentiometer for the drive setup. Now that I have reviewed the control panel, I will begin to program the drive. First, I will press the program key to enter the function code menu. There are 7 letters to choose from. The letter F is for fundamental functions. The letter E is for extension terminal functions and should be used to select the functions of the control circuit terminal. The letter C here is used for control functions of frequency. The letter P is for motor parameters. The letter H is high performance functions. J codes are used for PID control, and Y codes are used for link functions and communications. For a basic startup, I will only focus on F and P codes. I will scroll to 1F and push the function key. In this menu, I can change any of the fundamental function codes for the drive. The owner's manual will have a complete breakdown of what each code is, and it is strongly recommended to have an understanding of drive functions prior to setting up. I will scroll up to F1 and push the function key. This allows me to pick the frequency command of the drive. Right now, it is on 0, and the frequency can be adjusted on the keypad. Functions 1 through 3 require an analog input, but function 4 allows me to adjust the frequency from the potentiometer. I will push function to save. Next is F2. This allows me to change the running, stopping, and rotational direction of the motor. Right now, it is on default of 2. This means that the motor is operated from the keypad with a forward direction. If I scroll up to 3, I can choose to make this keypad operated with a reverse direction of the motor. I could also scroll down to 0 to make the motor keypad operated with an external signal changing the direction of the motor, or to the number 1 to make the motors running, stopping, and direction dependent on an external signal. Since I would like to keep this at the default and not make any changes, I will push the program key. This will make it so that the changes are not saved. I will then scroll up to the next parameter, F3, for maximum frequency. My next steps I am taking are to make sure that the function codes meet my ideal settings and could be different if the application requires it. I will push the function key to check the max frequency. Right now, it is at 60, which is what I would like to keep it at. I will push function to save. Previously, I used the program key to make sure no parameters would be changed. Since I did not make any changes and would like for the function to stay the same, it is okay to save. This also automatically takes me to my next parameter of F4, basic frequency. I will hit function to take a look at the value. Again, I would like to keep this at 60, so I will hit function again and advance to the next function. Now I should be at function F5, rated voltage. I will push function to access the data setting and notice that it is currently set to 200 volts. This is a number that is not a factory setting, but was put in here by the previous worker that touched this drive. I will push up until I get to 230, my desired frequency, and then push function to save. It is important to look at all the parameters to make sure there is nothing out of place. As a worst-case scenario, I could go to the function code H3 to reset the drive to factory settings, but only if there are no application-specific parameters already in place. Once I have finished with the fundamental codes, I can push the program key to get back to the function code menu and scroll up to 1P. I will then push function to access the motor parameter function codes. Motor parameters should be located on the motor's nameplate data on the motor itself. P2 should be the first parameter here. This is the rated capacity and is indicated in kilowatts or horsepower, depending on the motor. I will also need to change the drive settings in a little bit to let the drive know which motor I am using. This particular motor displays horsepower. I will push the function key to change the data setting to match my nameplate data of 1 horsepower, and then push the function key again to save. Next is P3. This is where I can change the rated current measured in amps. I will push the function key to change the data setting to match the nameplate data of 3 amps. I will then push the function key to save. The next parameter is P99. This parameter here is directly related to the type of motor used. I will push the function key to edit this field. 0 indicates that the drive is currently set for standard motors R123 and 90. The number 1 here displayed indicates the drive to be set for a US-made motor such as HP-rated motors. The number 3 indicates standard motors R88 and R90. Since this motor is rated in horsepower and not kilowatts, I can scroll to the number 1 and push function to save. I should now have put in all the necessary parameters to start my motor. With everything saved, I can push the program key to go back to the menu and then once more to see 0.00 Hz blinking on the display. I can turn the potentiometer to my desired frequency and then push run. The motor should rev up to the desired speed. I can push the function key here to check on the current status of the drive in terms of current, voltage, power, and speed. To stop the motor, I will push the stop key here. The Fuji Electric Frenic Mini Series AC drive, along with thousands of other products and services, are available at galco.com.